What's up, YouTube? It's me, the Artisan MC, and today I'm here to give you my reaction review to Gen V Season 2, Episode 6. Well, now, I had a little bit of a puzzle right before I started this video on where I think they might have messed up a little bit, or the character that they are talking about in the scene is not actually performing the way they say that character is. And it's basically about Cypher's motivations and what he's going for. Now, this episode picks up with our cast of characters trying to escape from the Elmira Institute. Marie has brought Annabeth back to life miraculously. They are trying to escape from this facility. And Annabeth starts to having senses about things. Where in a show called Gen V, you can't be surprised that siblings would have powers. It turns out Annabeth has a power too. And she starts getting senses of things, of directions they should go in when they're trying to escape the building. They follow her first inclination, which is going through a door. They end up in some underground area, and she directs them towards another area, and it's a wall. She's not understanding why they're there, but she gets the sense that he is coming. They try to go and leave, and just at that moment, oh yeah, Sam breaks through the wall. That he has come to rescue them, breaking through a solid concrete wall. They run out of there, they jump in a van, and they leave the Elmira Institute. Now, this is kind of funny because the van that they leave in looks like the van from the show Misfits of Science from the 80s. That's what I thought as soon as I saw it. Even though it's just a regular van, it looks like the Misfits of Science because technically that's what the Gen V kids are at this point. Anyway, funny to a Gen Xer. They're in the van and they're leaving Elmira. They now start having this conversation about what the hell just happened. Marie explains that she basically just listened to what Cypher had told her, which was that she was connected to everything. And she behaved like every one of the cells in Annabeth's body were her own. And that's how she healed her and brought her back to life. Okay, that sounds rudimentary. I hate people not knowing what their powers are. I do. It's kind of irritating at some points when they're stupidly unaware of their powers and what they can do with them. Look, the dialogue they wrote for Marie about how she did what she did is irritating because it shows a character having no agency of their own, really, to know what it is they're doing with their abilities. It's about as irritating as having Emma, or Little Cricket, not being able to change her shape when she wants to. That makes you a pointless soup. You might as well be on Sky High. Sidekick. They're not giving her enough to do. Anyway, beyond that, while we're in this van, we hear that Annabeth just has these feelings sometimes. And sometimes she can sense things Well, it's Kate that lets her know that she is a precog, which is basically, if you don't know, precognition is the ability to see events before they happen. That is what her ability is. She's able to sense things before they happen. Now, that could have made her telepathic, but a precog is a type of telepathy. It is. Fine. She's a precog. What you also find out is she doesn't want to be there with them. She doesn't want to be a soup. She wants to go back to Pam. This should be obvious. You ain't going back to Pam. People snatched you, put you in a metal jail cell. They showed you your long lost sister, then cut your throat and left you to bleed out in that cell. And then, miraculously, you were brought back to life by said sister with enough blood on your shirt to make a vampire tremble. You're not going back to Pam, sister girl. Quit it. Quit it. The team figure out that they're not running away to Canada. In fact, they're going to try to change up vehicles, so they find a place to lay low. Which gets you to one of the more interesting scenes in this show, where you have the conversation between Marie and Annabeth. And what you find out from this scene, she doesn't know when she got V in her system, even though Marie can sense it. She doesn't know because she says her parents were killed before she had a chance to ask them. Pointed. Well, in that scene, Marie does get to apologize for that. That everything she's done for a decade, she's wanted to just find her and apologize for that. Now, Annabeth bitches about how she never wanted to be a soup and blames Marie for every bad thing that's happened in her life. That anytime anything bad happens, it's because of her. That was tough. It was a well acted scene, but that was tough to hear because it's some parts true and other parts really messed up to say because Annabeth doesn't know or cannot see what Marie has gone through. She lost parents the same day. Not by her choice. And not only did she lose her parents, she lost her sister too. So while Annabeth's words are understandable, carry the weight of truth, it does not have the empathy or the understanding of what the other person went through as well. Now, Maria's already explained this to Pam that a girl going through her normal process of growing up had a period, and all of a sudden her powers manifested and ended up in the death of her parents was not something she planned. That was not something she wanted to happen. But it did. Annabeth is not seeing that shit. So her words hurt. They did make her seem like a little bit of an ass. Because her older sister didn't ask for any of that. And she's had the rougher end of the stick with. Now, beyond this, in this same area, Emma and Sam are together looking for food in a bathroom in this place. And they come upon a working telephone and a working computer in a closed up library. This is BS. This is terrible writing. None of this stuff would work. I don't know who boards up a building and leaves the phone lines active or the internet connection paid for and able to be used. Regardless of that, Emma gets on Instagram and sends a message to Harley about what's going on because in this generation, nobody can remember phone numbers. Hey, must be millennials. Yeah, in a cell phone generation, nobody remembers telephone numbers. So she doesn't know Polarity's number to call him and get help. She doesn't remember it. So she sends a direct message to Harley on Instagram so she could get in touch with Polarity because apparently she has her cell phone. Okay. Now, this is a stupid scene to me because not just because there shouldn't be electricity, a working phone line, or a working internet connection in this boarded up building. Shouldn't be. Library or not. None of these things should be there. But they are. The other thing is, she went on the internet to send an instant message to her classmate, Revolution friend, and nobody could track that because she had to log into her own account. You just escaped Elmira, who brought you to Elmira from Godolphin University, backed by Vault. You don't think they could track a computer signal? Maybe it was a little under too short of an amount of time. But I think if they're looking for you, using your personal profile and sending a message would be the last thing you did. That's a computer signature. Now, yet and still, this happens, and you get the return of the Viking character showing up to snatch Marie, which is not surprising because somebody would have had to track that. Now, this Viking character, I can't remember his name, but he was one of the characters there that was training Marie back at Godolphin. He's a stunt man. He's in a lot of movies. Bald guy with the beard. Can't remember his name. Be that as it may, he's having a field day kicking these people's ass here with his hammer. Sam is getting thrown around, and it gives the Superman analogy. Whereas somebody super strong, super tough, gets into a fight with somebody else who's about as super strong and super tough, but actually knows how to fight. And we see how that goes. Sam gets thrown through a lot of shit. Now, he's not bruised or anything, so thank God he's more durable than this other guy. But he does get beat up. He does get tossed around. So we got three characters just hiding out, three women, while one dude is out there getting his ass shellacked all over this old library. Not to mention that Marie has gotten a hammer thrown out of there with the first shot. She's not dead, but she ain't doing shit either. Jordan has run out to help her instead of helping Sam. It's not going well. Well, once the Viking gets outside after dispatching Jordan very quickly, he's there in front of Marie. And he's about to capture her. And a little girl shows up. A little Arab looking girl shows up. Now, at this point in the show, I thought this was a delusion or something Kate was able to do. But the Viking dude goes up and looks at her and tells her to leave because it's going to get messy here. And the girl just smiles and opens her mouth, and out of her mouth come these hydra tentacles through the guy's eyes, through his mouth, and rips his freaking head off. Apparently, she was not a delusion. She was not a psychic projection, none of that stuff. It was a real person. And it turns out to be Zoe from The Boys show. Zoe Newman, Victoria Newman's daughter. I forgot what that girl's name was. She's grown up a lot. Holy crap. I didn't think them little snakes in her mouth was that strong. But they did chainsaw this dude's head off. Gross. But Zoe doesn't come alone. Oh no. She doesn't drive. She's a preteen. She has a chaperone. And we are reintroduced in the Gen V show to Sam Edgar. Oh, I didn't expect this in this episode. Sam Edgar comes and he wants to spirit Marie and her cohort away. Mainly Marie, but he'll take the extra baggage if it gets them out of there pretty quick. Now, Edgar in this is the wise man. He is the one they can ask questions to, and he is the one who actually has answers. You know, the adults in the room. And through a little conversation, they find out that the Odessa project that was started by Thomas Godolkin, Cypher has continued that project. That Thomas Godolkin was believed dead because his body was never recovered. And that Godolkin's study was to make God tier soups, two of which survived his process of in vitro eggs. Two of the kids survived. One of them we know of as being Marie Moreau, the bloodbender. Well, her cousin, older cousin, was Homelander. Dun, dun, dun. Now, the other thing you find out from the scene, outside of being that they make the joke in the show that Homelander and Marie are the same. They're not the same. Like, I don't care what test batch you came out of, you're not the same. The fact, though, that she has an ability that's pretty strong is significant because she's the only one who could heal people. Sets up an interesting yin yang situation between her and Homelander, but whatever. Now, what they also find out is that while Thomas Godolkin is supposed to be dead and Cypher picked up his research, in fact, Cypher may not have picked up his research because it's revealed that Cypher does have a burnt dude about 100 years old sleeping in a hyperbaric chamber in his house, which I told you that was probably Godolkin. It's pretty much confirmed in this show that that was Godolkin. That the early research of Godolkin, how to control soups, since he wanted to make a god tier soup, he had to figure out how to control them, is a lot of the technology that they're using in Elmira. Now, this sets up an interesting little dilemma with Marie thinking how important she is to everything. how more important she is than any other soup around her. And basically sets up the fact that she thinks they're safe. She's going to leave them, that they're better off where they are. She needs to be off on her own and alone. So nobody else is in danger. Some of the other characters are not going to be helpful to her. There's too many attachments. And she needs to learn how to use her freaking powers or what the extent of her powers could be. She's not going to learn that running around playing patty cake with Jordan or listening to Emma cuss some more. She's going to have to go somewhere where somebody can train her or at least has an inkling of what her power set could be and wants to see her reach it. She's going to have to go back to Cypher. She's going to have to. Now, by them writing her to be on close to the same vein as Homelander, doesn't make her more powerful than Homelander. It doesn't. I mean, yes, he shot her with eye beams and she didn't have a hole in her freaking chest. She'd explode like other people. But I'm pretty sure Homelander could delete her without breaking a sweat. And after that, I don't think she'd be healing herself from a broken neck. I don't care how much blood you move around. That's not it. That's not how that works. So the episode ends with Marie leaving Edgar's secret base and Kate coming along with her because Kate believes that Marie can fix her abilities. I guess she reroute the blood flow in her brain or something like that. I don't know, but whatever. We need something for the Blondie to do. Now, that was the important part of the episode. The outside stuff with Cypher and burnt up Godalkin and Cypher and Polarity was kind of messed up, but you were going to see it coming. You have to see Cypher lose control a little bit, or at least be upset. You have to have something for Polarity to do since the cast member of Andre is no longer there. And he has to see what the other side is doing. They don't know that Edgar is in play on the board. They don't. Cypher doesn't know that. And this is where I think they made their mistake. When Edgar was explaining to Marie what Cypher's deal was, he explained what Godalkin's deal was making God level superhumans. That he says that Cypher is on that same bent. But we've already gotten the inclinations from Cypher from earlier in the episode that Cypher wants to take out Homelander. Yes, he's working under Vault and all the rest of that. But I see him focused on Marie as a check against Cypher. Not so she could pony up right next to Cypher. Especially since he's working with Sister Sage. She don't like Homelander. Homelander might have already tried to do her in once. But she was too smart for it. I think they're pulling a spoiler. If that's where everybody thinks they're going to go, and they're there at Godalkin playing nice with Vault, who is basically Homelander now, to keep doing what he's doing, he's looking for a way to shut that dude down. And I would think somebody who can mess with his actual blood, because Homelander is still human. Super may be in front of it, but he's still human. Somebody who could do that without him knowing could ruin his damn day. Ruin it completely. Now, This main story is of interest to me, very much of interest to me. And although it was just a lot of talking and moving from one place to the other, as opposed to Peacemaker, something actually happened in this show. You learned things. There was action. There was some shocking action. That bit with the phone call, ciphering the phone call, was like, oh man, shocked me. I was not expecting that. Even though I knew what this dude could do, I was not expecting that at all. But once it happened, I knew, like, oh, bruh, it's over for them. So for this episode, Marie on the road again by herself with Kate in tow. I liked it. I liked Sam Edgar showing up again. I like seeing Zoe again, which could be an awesome addition to the team, frankly. Um, yeah, I thought it was a good episode. I wouldn't rate it a 10. It's probably a 5, but it was a good episode and I enjoyed it. And that's why I want to watch what I want to get from shows like this. I want to be able to enjoy it. I don't want to be rolling my eyes the whole time watching it. So, for me, episode 6 of Gen V, cooking lessons, very good. It was a good episode. There were some reveals in the episode that made the story go forward. So, I look forward to the next episode. I don't know how many we got this season. 6 episodes in, halfway through a 12 episode season. It's in a good place. I like where it's going now. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. And if you're interested in the full watch, unedited watch of this episode, check it out on Shop Talk with artisanmc on Patreon. With that, I'll see you next time. Peace.